Hello, I'm Flora McIntosh, and this is OperaUpCloser, the podcast that gets you up close to the people, processes, and passion that's enabling the making of operatic work, intimate in scale, mighty in impact. This season, we're focusing on the second of our reinventions, Yates, or Where There's a Will, talking to composers, creatives, producers, and performers about their craft and what reinvention means to them. Enjoy. PJ Harris and Annie Yates discuss the director-designer relationship.
Hello. We are very excited to be on OperaUpClose's podcast. My name is PJ and I'm here with Anna.
Hi, I'm Anna.
And together we are part of the creative team that is working on the upcoming OperaUpClose production of Yates. I am a stage director and Anna is?
I'm a set and costume designer.
Yeah. We have this helpful sheet to make sure our conversation doesn't get awkward. And so we're going to go through some prompts and talk about the show and our work and how it all came about. Here we go. It says here that we should tell each other something that the other person may not know about you.
The icebreaker.
Do you have anything that you think I might not know about you?
I don't know. That's a bit silly. I was wondering, maybe you didn't know that I lived in Russia for a while?
I don't think
Did you know that?
I think, but now you say it, it's sort of familiar. So
Yeah, maybe you did know that.
You were studying? Did you?
I was teaching English there when I was 18.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Like before you went to?
Before I went to uni.
Yeah.
It was part of a gap year thing. But I think I told someone recently and they didn't know about it. And I thought, oh yeah, I never talk about my 4 months in Russia.
And can you speak any Russian?
No, I learned a little bit there, but not very much because I was at the Moscow State University. So everyone spoke English and it was my job to just be an 18-year-old and take classes and talk to people in English.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So just the task was to try and come up with things people might want to talk about. So yeah, that was my job.
That's good. Actually, I didn't know what to say to that question if I was to answer that question. But similarly, during the pandemic, I did a teaching English as a foreign language course because I thought the entire industry was falling apart and I might need another skill.
That's right.
And so I learned to do that.
I don't know the details about that. Did you ever actually teach anyone?
Only on the course online, and I forgot everything immediately after because I did then get a job, and then I just completely forgot everything. It was a very dense course, so yeah, I didn't use it, so it was a complete waste of time and money.
You like taking courses? You know how to plaster too, right?
Oh yeah, but you already know I did learn how to plaster, and I did get plaster in my eye.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, which was really stressful and traumatic. Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
That was plastering a ceiling, right?
Yeah, you have to, because it's very difficult, and I have glasses, so wearing safety glasses on top of glasses is quite tricky.
True.
And it dropped on my eye, and I was in the middle of assisting on a show at the same time, so then I had to go to tech with an eye patch on one eye.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think I got us off topic there.
Okay. So now we should tell people who are listening about how we know each other and how our relationship might have evolved. So maybe starting with how we first met each other.
Yeah. How
Do you
was
remember
that? I think we had a friend who you knew. I have a friend.
Yes.
And then she couldn't do a job, and so she recommended me.
Yeah.
And then
it was one of the competition
competition
things, wasn't it? So it was actually really nice because we didn't have to make a show.
Yeah.
But we got to test stuff out and start figuring out how we work with each other.
It's true. So we didn't have to worry too much about budget. It was just our ideal version of Man, let's go.
Yeah. It was, wasn't it? It was really fun as a process. But we didn't ever make that show, so we didn't have to worry about all of the practical parameters around it. But then the first show we actually made together would have been the St Andrews, in the biomass.
Of course,
plant.
yeah. Riders to the Sea and Covered Love.
Yeah, so we made this two operas, and they were for a company called OperaUpClose, great company that works at St Andrews University with students there, and they staged it in a site. It was like a site responsive piece. It was in a working biomass factory, so it was quite a cool project to work on.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Oh, man.
I think we had a dream that it was going to be in a more 19th century rundown place.
Yeah.
Because of the sort of Riders to the Sea thing about it. Well, I guess it was set in the 19th century.
Yeah.
But we ended up in this really shiny contemporary
Metal corrugated.
Loads of stainless steel and concrete. It was really cool.
It was great, and it was right by the water, so it was sort of it was very atmospheric, I think, for the audience.
It was really great. That was fun.
Has our relationship grown and developed since then?
Yeah, I
we've
think
got
so.
lots of stuff since then.
It's hard to say exactly how, but just in terms of, I'd say it's nice that we trust each other, and that over time it becomes more about the ideas and what we're trying to achieve than figuring out a way of working.
Yeah,
because we've sort of already.
There's like a bit of a shorthand, I guess, because once you've done quite a few projects over a long amount of time together,
and less anxiety about misunderstanding each other or doing something.
Will they like this idea or will they not? Yeah.
It's where we become less precious and we can be maybe more honest or straightforward.
Yeah, all of that.
Maybe.
I think we are more straightforward and more efficient, and as well, maybe it's a confidence in each other's ideas and the team as well, compared to maybe when we were first starting.
Yeah, that's probably part of our careers as well, that over time we just get more confident. But it's really nice because often in our industry, being freelance, you're often working with people for the first time. And so it's really valuable to have the people that you've built a relationship with. And so it feels a bit more like another day in the office, which is really...
that's true.
I don't know, a bit more relaxing.
Yeah. Like having full-time employee colleagues.
Yeah.
It must feel like, so we should talk about our actual roles, what we actually do, and people might not know the ins and outs of designing. So, how did you get into designing? What's your route into it?
Well, it's part of, I think, never really wanting to specialise.
Okay.
So, weirdly, this is quite a niche job, but it means that I can juggle ideas of text, so literature, but also visual art, and a bit of music, although I don't know anything about that, and performance, and it just feels like all aspects of living your life, maybe except for taste, in a career kind of ways of living and performing for other people. So I didn't have to specialise. I didn't want to give up visual art or literature or technical things as well, because I enjoy drawing boxes and figuring out how large they are, and Tetris and all that.
Yeah.
And so it just seemed like the job that combined all my interests.
And so when you were after you finished school, after Russia, did you then go straight into was it set design, set and costume design, or was it across a broader range of mediums at that point?
At that point, I thought I should do a broader education.
Yeah.
My uncle talked me into that, actually. Yeah. I was going to be a jeweller, so I was going to study jewellery making. But my uncle said, no, you should do arts. Okay. So I thought, that'd be nice. So I started with really broad education, and while I was doing that, I realised maybe film design would be the thing for me. And so, but I did my arts degree first, and then decided to specialise after that. Yeah. What about you? How did you get into directing?
So I got into directing through music. I used to play the trombone when I was younger, and I went to university to study that. I don't know whether you can study directing undergraduate. I think most people you can do it at a master's maybe now. I don't know if you could when I was.
I think that's a good thing.
I think definitely a good thing, because you need to explore lots of things. And
nice
just get like a general education.
Yeah, it's nice
understand
to
the world.
learn about the world and figure out what you want to say before you learn how to say it.
I didn't even know what a director probably was when I was 18. Well, I probably did, but I didn't. I sort of knew what the job might be in vague terms, but I hadn't really seen an opera, so that certainly wouldn't have been on my radar at that point.
Yeah.
But the city I went to university in had an opera company, Opera North in Leeds, and they just were very good at like trying to get students to come to things. So they used to be like, come and have a free drink and listen to us talk about this opera and then come and see it.
Cool.
And then I was like, oh wow, sort of the things you just said about this, especially in opera, because you have like music and then you have text, literature, history, movement, design, like all the human voice, all these things coming together, and it was like a bit like I've never experienced anything quite like it. I want to do that. I don't know how you do it, and then you just sort of try and get in those doors.
Yeah, that makes sense. It seemed to me like the best way to spend my life is to just design things for performance, or actually for film, but then I ended up in performance. But I thought I don't want to sit in an office and design systems for AI.
Yeah, it's like a life of using your imagination, being creative, but also it's like the problem solving stuff as well. So yeah, it's fun.
That's great.
Next on our little queue list. Oh, do you think there's anything that people don't realise about the role of like a designer or in the process?
I'm sure there's a lot, just in the same way that I don't know what an AI systems designer does, but maybe it's the amount that the designer is able to talk with the director and have an influence on the overall concept. Yeah. And there's
not like really clear lines in that, and I guess it varies from relationship to relationship, doesn't it? But I think like in terms of developing a concept, it's not like idea, make that idea a visual thing at all, is it?
Not at all. We just sort of meet up for coffee and have a chat and have some free associations about how we feel about it and what movies we've seen recently, and then it sort of builds to how should we approach this? Yeah. As a conversation rather than a hierarchical relationship.
Yeah. I often look back on shows and I think like it's totally the sum of all the people involved, and if any single person hadn't come in with all of these different ideas at all different points, it's like the show looks like everyone from the scenic artists and props makers and stage management team to like directors, singers, ideas and all of those things.
Yeah, it's such a relief to feel you don't have to control everything.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
And in opera, then you have an orchestra come in and join, and then you're
That's
like,
true.
oh, great! It's not all on us.
Yeah, it's really great.
We should talk about some of our previous projects. Do you have a favourite project that we have done together?
I did see that earlier, I have to admit.
So
I did think about it. I think it's probably like 12.
I was thinking the same.
Yeah.
That's been my favourite show of what we've done together. It was so fun.
It was really fun.
And a bit silly.
It was very silly. I think we do comedy more comfortably than serious pieces.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there. L'Etoile was really fun.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say about it.
We did it at the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland. There were some amazing young singers that were in the project. The stage team making it were also really brilliant.
They were incredible. Too. Yeah, all the technicians and everyone was really enthusiastic and keen and good at their jobs as well. Yeah.
I think the piece, because it was so it was quite a dark comedy, and it was very it sort of invited us to be very playful, and that's probably why it felt really fun to make. It wasn't too heavy, and we didn't have to immerse ourselves in trauma or anything which sometimes makes the process lighter, doesn't it?
Definitely, and maybe also it was a 19th century piece, but it had a certain amount of irony in it. Yeah. So anything that was problematic politically, you could forgive it because it had irony to it. There was this chorus that kept coming in being like, well, this is a problem, but we don't really care. So it was kind of
the apathy of the chorus. So that was our favourite bit.
The whole
Yeah.
the whole piece and made it feel worthwhile doing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It was fun. I think that there was like an absurd, like, fake execution scene.
Oh yeah,
in the chair,
that was
sort
a
of
bit trickier.
weird and wild.
Yeah. But that was a really fun project. We had lots of great flown ceiling pieces that moved and lit up and moved around.
And it was very like surreal. And the lighting was insanely brilliant. Yeah.
And
there was a real party going on in that piece.
All of the costume work was super fun to do because we put them in contemporary clothes. So we had a bunch of early 20s kids wearing suits and pretending to be politicians, and that was great. Yeah.
That was fun. The next thing is about the thing we're working on now, which is Genesgeeky.
Yeah.
Overall, it has been really ... so good.
Big statements, but yeah, this is another comedy, so that's really nice to work on a comedy and be playful with it, and but also it's exciting that Hannah Kamara has rewritten it, interpreted it, so that it has this contemporary spin that we're not fighting the 19th century. She's done that work for us.
I was going to say she's done a lot of our, like, what the work we would do if we were approaching, say we were doing Genesgeeky in its like original version. A lot of the ideas that we might be thinking about have been embedded into the libretto, so that's quite nice.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
It's sort of approaching it like a piece of new writing, but then you have the like, I don't know, bonus or not of the Puccini score, and that sort of being very appealing to lots of audiences.
It's true. And it's fun to maybe make a piece that is just popular, sort of like a story that's feels accessible and fun and entertaining.
Yeah. So the should I say about the idea of Genesgeeky?
Yeah.
So how it's been rewritten. The libretto's been rewritten by Hannah Kamari, and there's been a new orchestration done by Vahan, and he has orchestrated it for 4 instrumentalists who are going to be on stage and not in the pit, and they are also taking on characters within the piece, like the doctor and solicitor and witnesses, and their own characters as instrumentalists. And it's sort of set in a contemporary British seaside town in the present day, and it's sort of exploring some of the. You've got like a family that comes from a lot of money, and they have this like seaside home in this town, and then you've got some people that are like from that town, and there's a little bit of tension between those people. And that was what this piece is. How did we approach that as like director, designer?
The key thing that you left out is it's basically a disputed will.
But that's the plot.
So they're trying everybody's trying, a man has died, a rich man, and everyone's trying to figure out how to get the racehorse and the yacht and the villa.
And all these assets.
And the house in Shoreditch. So it's
greed.
It's fun. It's a bit like a board game of greed. Yeah.
But
what else were you asking about?
Well, it was what was our way into the piece? Because we're sat here next to the model of what we've made, and you just touched on like it feeling a bit like a game. Because I remember you brought up like Monopoly when we were in the process, and we were looking at like that's sort of how those sort of worlds might map onto the piece.
It's true. I think it's often. It's a cliche shorthand when you approach a piece to be like, it's like a chess game. but in this one, like, literally there's lines like, I want the yacht in the pool. It's really specific. It's the kind of ways you talk about things when you're playing games. So, but there's other games than chess that are more fun. So we were looking at different board games, but also the way that certain architects make buildings or made playful buildings to abstract life into simplified boxes and fun simplified boxes and not take things too seriously. That's my way in was partly through postmodern architecture in that way of smashing things together that didn't fit from different historical periods just for no reason. So it felt like a sort of a jumbled bag full of things that you want.
And the piece, like, quite literally sort of loses the plot as you go, as in everyone loses the plot a little bit as you go through.
True.
And as they become more like, tunnel vision on whatever they want from it.
Yeah.
They let their guard down, they're not hiding that that's what they're doing, and they're all just sort of openly seizing assets, bribing Skeeky. Yeah.
True, this total lack of empathy and compassion for
it becomes sort of quite surreal and mad, I think, towards the end.
True.
Yeah.
I also did another cliche reference, which was Escher, that I've avoided for years. It's so funny, I've just gone with the cliches this time. But MC Escher, where you don't know which stairway is going which direction, and it feels like all these people are running around in circles and not getting anywhere.
Which feels like what they're all doing in the piece, I guess.
Yeah.
And I guess with the architecture, it's like that. Like we were thinking, like the house, which there's a party happening at this house on the night that the man that hosts the party, Bruno Donaldson, has mysteriously died by falling, or was he pushed in the pool? And so it's like it's his house, and we were like keen to look at what sort of space he would live in, and how does that like set up that the sort of extreme wealth of that family, as opposed to like Skeeky and Laretta, who were like from that town.
True. So you were trying to jam all of these ideas into one set.
Into something cohesive.
Yeah.
And then that came out.
It's true, and then something came out of it. But also in the process, it's useful to have references. But we don't need people to read them. Like, we don't need the audience to get the references.
No.
It's not supposed to be got. It's just our way in to try and understand through other people's languages, I guess.
Yeah.
And so we just want them to be immersed in the piece.
And and it felt, I guess, like those references make it quite fun and quite playful, which is what the piece is and the score is. So it's sort of the sort of feel of everything will hopefully do that, even if you don't get, that's a reference. This photographer of this artist.
Totally. No, that's a bit boring. Although it could have worked with this piece if we'd learned on that a bit more. But it's just I always need somewhere to start. I believe in collage, so.
Yeah, I think that's an amazing way to start, because it's sort of like you hone in then, don't you, very slowly, and it becomes more clear what it should be. And also, I guess then you're not going, this is what it is right from the beginning, before you've really had lots of conversations, like challenging each different bit of it.
True.
So it helps not to be too quick to decide everything. I think.
Yeah, definitely. I think someone was surprised recently. I said something like, I always design things to be twice as big as what we've got the budget for, but it's a way of just that allows you to edit down to the thing that you really want.
Things becomes more distilled.
So it's an important part of the process. Not to say that having low budgets is a good thing, because that's the way it is. But the process of editing is a good one.
For focusing your ideas from that perspective.
Yeah.
Anyone still listening to this podcast will be pleased to know that we've got to the wrapping up part of the podcast. And what we're going to do is plug the show one last time. And also give some advice to the audience.
Advice.
So if you haven't got a ticket to Janice Geeky, you should come and see it. We have some really good performers in it. They're really exciting, the singers. It's a real ensemble show. We have an amazing movement director, lighting and creative captions. There's a brilliant spoken word piece that's going to be quite unexpected, I think, for lots of people.
It's really amazing, It's going to make it an experience, an opera experience that will be probably different to what you've seen before. And it brings it into a contemporary world, and it's really wonderful.
I'm excited about that. And it's great because some of the references for that are the world of podcasts, and now we've immersed ourselves in authentic podcast making.
It's the world of Escher.
There we go.
It's true. It's just going to be a really fun night out, actually, which is...
Also, it's short. We should tell people it's short.
It's short,
It's under an hour. The piece is about an hour long. It's fun. It's funny. It's got It's got like one of opera's biggest bangers in. The aria of Mil Babino Caro. So
It'll just be a really fun night out. I think is what we need. We're also worried at the moment. It'll be really fun.
Yeah, there you go. That's our sell, hard sell.
That's our hard sell. And yeah, thanks for listening to us. It's lovely to have people be interested in our process and where we've come from. So yeah, I hope you'll come along. And if you're at opening night, come say hi.
Yes, do. Great, thank you.
Thanks.